Yu-Gi-Oh! An incredibly complex card game with tens of thousands of cards. However, what if each set was separated from the rest of the massive card pool and your choices when building a deck were extremely limited? In this series, in order to learn Yu-Gi-Oh! From the ground up, I will be embarking on an adventure through the history of the card game with Jeexx. In each episode, we will have access to all the cards in a select product, and using only the cards in that product, both of us will build a deck before playing a best of 3 match to determine the winner of the episode. We will move in a chronological order in the series, and with each new episode we will forget the cards of the past in order to experience something brand new. We hope you enjoyed this adventure through Yu-Gi-Oh! And its evolution with us. Welcome to the historic Yu-Gi-Oh! Learning journey. Ladies and fellas, welcome to another episode of the historic Yu-Gi-Oh! Learning journey. I guess I could cut that, but I think I'll just leave it in. And we are back with Force of the Breaker as well as Champion Pack 3. So, as always, let's go through the set and see what we are working with. So, Force of the Breaker released mid-2007, introduced 2 archetypes to the game, those being Volcanics and Crystal Beasts. And so Volcanic Rocket, when summoned, you can add a Blaze Accelerator card from your deck or graveyard to your hand, also 1900 beats thick, which makes it very good. We'll cover Volcanics and their archetypal things and what they do more in detail. But first we have Crystal Beast. So Ruby Carbuncle, Amethyst Cat, Emerald Tortoise, Topaz Tiger, Amber Mammoth, Cobalt Eagle, as well as Sapphire Pegasus. An archetype used in GX, and for all of them, when they are destroyed face up in the monster zone, you can then place them in your spell and trap zone as a continuous spell instead of sending it to the graveyard. It's not a mandatory effect, but you can do it, but most of their stuff revolves around that. And their individual effects: when Ruby Carbuncle is special summoned, you can special summon as many Crystal Beast monsters as possible from your back row. Crystal Beast Amethyst Cat can attack your opponent directly, but when he does so using the effect, the battle damage inflicted is halved. Emerald Tortoise, once per turn, you can target a monster you attack that you control that attacked this turn and change its battle position. Topaz Tiger gains 400 attack during the damage step only if it attacks an opponent's monster. Amber Mammoth can take the attack from another Crystal Beast. Cobalt Eagle can target a Crystal Beast card you control and place it on the top of the deck. I guess that's meant to recycle your Crystal Beast from your back row if you need it. And Sapphire Pegasus being by far the best one, not only because of the 1800 body, but when it's summoned, you can place a Crystal Beast monster from your hand, deck, or graveyard in your spell and trap zone. So, pretty gimmicky archetype, but cool effects. And then we have Volcanics. So Doomfire is the boss monster, 3000 beats thick, cannot be normal summoned or set, must be special summoned by sending a Tri-Blaze Accelerator you control to the grave. And during your opponent's battle phase, all attack position monsters they control must attack Volcanic Doomfire. And then when Volcanic Doomfire destroys a monster by battle lands into the graveyard, you pop all of your opponent's monsters and inflict 500 burn damage for each monster destroyed. So Volcanics revolve around burn damage pretty fittingly. Volcanic Shell, once per turn, you can pay 500 to add another Volcanic Shell from your deck to your hand, but Shell has to be in your graveyard to trigger the effect. Scattershot, when it's sent to a graveyard, no matter from where or how, you deal 500 burn damage to your opponent. And if a Blaze Accelerator card sends it to the grave, you can also send 2 other Volcanic Scattershots to pop all your opponent's monsters. Blast, when destroyed by battle, search a Volcanic monster from your deck and adds it on top. Slicer can inflict burn damage once per turn, cannot attack the turn you activated. Hammer is a tribute summonable monster that once per turn during your main phase you can burn your opponent for the number of Volcanic monsters in your graveyard times 200, but can't attack the turn it uses the effect. And then we have just a bunch of cards that can be discarded at respective field spells. Captain Gold for Skyscraper, Commandant for Necro Valley, Warrior of Atlantis for Legendary Oso, Destroyer Source for Jurassic World, and so on. Sanctuary of the Sky, Pandemonium, Harpy's Hunting Ground. Then we have Sky Scourges as an archetype. I don't think these are gonna be too relevant in. I really want to make these breakdowns more concise, so I'll try to avoid talking about everything. Gallant Ninja can discard a card from your opponent's hand. Raita is a card that I feel like is going to be one of the like cornerstones of the set. So when tribute summoned, you target a card on the field and place it on top of the deck. So it can deal both with monsters and back row, and it sets your opponent back by 1 draw, obviously, since they're going to be drawing the card that you just set. And last monster that I'll mention, because it's another one, Tribute 2400 Beast-Stick, where you can send a continuous spell card you control to the graveyard to target a monster your opponent controls and destroy the target. And it's not once per turn. It's not a Crystal Beast by name, but essentially this for the set is the best possible Crystal Beast support, actually. Then we have a bunch of like back row support for Volcanics and Crystal Beast as well. But you can get monster from a Crystal Beast from your deck if you have Crystal Beasts in your back row. Rare value, same thing if you have 2 Crystal Beasts in your back row. Your opponent sends one of them to the grave and you draw 2. Crystal Blessing, up to 2 Crystal Beast monster from your grave back to Spell and Trap Zone. 4 Spell Trap Zone, Crystal Beast, and then you spell summon as many from the graveyard. As sent, oh sorry, it's sent as many, you send 4 to pay the cost, and then you send all cards on the field to the graveyard, and then you spell summon Crystal Beast monsters up to the number of your opponent's cards sent with the effect. Sorry, I mixed it up. Crystal Promise just gets you back monsters from the Spell and Trap Zone to your field. Logarian X is just a decent equip. Tornado, very conditional. Spell trap removal. Blaze Accelerator and Tri-Blaze Accelerator are the continuous spell cards for Volcanics that sort of keep the deck going. Blaze Accelerator, once per turn, you can send a power monster with 500 less attack to the grave to pop a monster your opponent has, but your monster cannot attack the turn you do it. Tri-Blaze Accelerator is an upgrade to Blaze Accelerator, where you can send any pyro monster. It doesn't have to be a small one, and then also it inflicts burn damage as well, but it still has the condition where your monsters cannot attack. We have a little bit of alien support here as well, and then for final spell that we're talking about here is Ancient City Rainbow Ruins, which is the Crystal Beast field spell. If you have, according to how many Crystal Beasts you have in your back row, you activate and resolve the following effects. If you have 1, it's can't be destroyed by card effects. 2, once per turn you can have the battle damage you take. 3, when a spell trap is activated, you can send a crystal-based monster you control, but it has to be a monster, to negate the activation and destroy it. 4, once per turn during your main phase, you can draw 1, and if you have all 5, once per turn during your main phase, you can target a crystal-based in your spell trap to special summon it as a monster. So, a lot of good effects, but obviously getting 5 is a lot. Last Resort can get you... Well, I mixed it up, sorry. When your opponent monster declares an attack, you can activate this from your deck, but then if your opponent also had a field spell card, they can draw 1. Crystal Raigeki is a Omnipop, but you have to send a Crystal Base from your back row. Volcanic Recharge gets you back your Volcanic monsters, mostly probably useful to reshuffle shells if you need them for graveyard effects, or scatter shots if you want to use the effect multiple times. We have some 6am support here as well. More alien stuff. And then a few more monsters. The original Diabolos is here. Not nearly as good as the later Diabolos we would get. And finally we have Eradicator Epidemic Virus, which is a very powerful trap where you tribute a dark monster with 2500 or more attack, declare a type of card, and then you look at your opponent's hand and all of their back row and all cards they draw until the end of their 3rd turn, and you destroy all cards of the declared type. But the thing here is like 2500 or more attack is an extremely steep cost, so probably that will just make it unplayable for a Switch. Probably a good thing. The virus cards are very powerful and not very fun to play against. Sorry, that was a lot. Champion Pack Game 3, I'll try to be more concise with it, and there's just a lot of powerhouse in this. This probably like the best champion pack thus far. Actually, not probably, definitely. So, right the bat, Spirit Reaper, we have seen already, basically just a very hard wall to deal with that discards card. Great Keeper Spy can get you more Great Keepers and it's a 2k wall. Snipe Hunter can pop anything on the field as long as you don't get very unlucky. Dogwood Lightning pops set cards and then discards. DD Assailant can banish monsters when it gets destroyed. When the God Darkness is very good for Beast Warrior and Winged Beast decks. Some agent stuff as well back here. Widespread Ruin, you pop your opponent's biggest thing when they declare an attack. Kyron the Mage can pop back row and also has an 1800 body. Graveyard's Chief also here. Interesting enough, like we have Great Keeper's Chief as well as Necro Valley as well as the Spy, and the main set had the Commandant to search Necro Valley, so there's definitely a chance to see some sort of Great Keeper's package in this set. And yeah, just overall a lot of pretty powerful stuff in the champion pack this time around. But yeah, I don't know what else to really say. Hopefully you enjoyed the deck breakdowns and hopefully you enjoyed the set breakdown as well. So I'll see you all in the deck building section next.
Hello, how are you doing? We're doing Force of the Breaker with Champion Pack. What the fuck? I'm really kind of sick of Champion Packs at this point, but Tactical Evolution won't have any, and we didn't have any for the Structure Deck episode either, so it's all good. But for Force of the Breaker, we have... or Force of Breaker, or as... I don't know if it's Force of the... or Force of, but whatever. It has Volcanics, Crystal Beast, and something else. I don't remember what exactly, but it's mostly focused around continuous spells. It's got the Tri-Blaze Accelerator and whatnot, along with the Crystal Beasts and card effects that interact with continuous spells and destroy spells or destroy monsters by using spells and so on and so forth. But yes, let's get started with Crystal Beasts. First off, every single Crystal Beast has this effect. When this card is destroyed, you can, if this card is destroyed, sorry, not when, if this face-up card is destroyed in a monster zone, you can place it face-up in your spell trap zone as a continuous spell, instead of sending it to the graveyard. Man, I keep forgetting that has to be in a monster zone, I'm gonna be honest. But yeah, that's the universal Crystal Beast effect. Every single Crystal Beast goes into the spell trap zone as a spell card after it's destroyed in a monster zone. And then all of their effects interact with the number of Crystal Beasts you have either in your graveyard or in your spell trap zone. But yes, Crystal Beast Amber Mammoth is one of the better beat sticks in the archetype, along with Crystal Beast Sapphire Pegasus and Topaz Tiger, both of which we have 3 of as well. But it has the effect of when another Crystal Beast monster control is targeted for an attack, you can change the attack target to this card. It's not very good. Here we have Emerald Tortoise, which is a 2k wall. Once per turn, you can target one monster to control that attack this turn and change that target to defense position. Again, not very good. And then we have Ruby Carbuncle. When this card is special summoned, you can special summon as many Crystal Beast monsters as possible from your spell trap zones. That's pretty good. It's highly specific and it's unlikely to get you much value because of the fact that you would have to have this card in your spell trap zone already to special summon usually, but oh well. There's also, I think it's Crystal Beacon? Yeah. But yeah, it's kind of not gonna result in much because of the fact that the cards that you can summon with it tend to be kind of shit. We have Sapphire Pegasus, which is probably the best one. When this card is summoned, you can place one Crystal Beast monster from your hand, deck, or graveyard to face up in your spell trap zone as a continuous spell. If this face up card is destroyed in a monster zone, you can place it face up. Yeah. All of that. It's just a 1.8k beat stick that basically tutors a card into the spell trap zone. It's probably the best one. And with Topaz Tiger, which is the biggest beat stick, if this card attacks an opponent's monster, it gains 400 attack during the damage to the opponent. It's a 2k beat stick, simple as. Then we have DD Assailant. DD Assailant is a DD Warrior Lady, but it's bigger. It's 1.7k instead of, I think it's 1.4k. DD Warrior Lady. Oh, 1.5k, sorry. Yeah, it's the best one out of these, basically. So, then with Dweller in the Depths. Dweller in the Depths interacts with Crystal Beasts, which is why we're playing it. It gains attack for each spell in your spell and trap zone. Continuous spell in your spell and trap zone. Then we have Gravekeeper Spy, which is a card that we're basically using to fill out our board. I think we could just play 2 of them. Oh, yo! Oh my god, this is bad timing, right? So now that we're back, we had a slight distraction there. But yes, we're back. So Gravekeeper Spy is basically specifically used to thin out the deck out of an extra copy of a monster, while also giving us tribute fodder that's hard to get over. But I'm kind of thinking we could probably had only played 2 copies of it, but at the same time, having higher chances of drawing it is very good. Because that means that you'll be able to thin out an extra copy faster, but you'll have an extra copy that's just lying in the deck now. I don't know. I'll have to think about that. I would have to think about that a bit more and play test it. But yeah, for the most part, Gravekeeper Spy is used to tribute summon for Gravity Crush Dragon or Ryza. Gravity Crush Dragon and Ryza being new tribute monsters for this set, and Gravity Crush happening to have like a effect that synergizes perfectly well with Crystal Beasts, which is you can send one face-up continuous spell card you control to the graveyard to target one monster your opponent controls and destroy that target. That card, this is a really good effect, like legitimately a really good effect for this deck. Then you have Ryza, which is probably the best card in the set for like a tribute monster. It's if this card is tribute summoned, target one card on the field and place that target on the top of the deck. This thing is really, really scary because it sets you back on tempo a lot. Not only can it remove your defensive walls, it can also it basically sets you back one turn every time it puts a card on top of your deck. It's really scary. Like if you don't have an out when Ryza hits the field, you probably won't have an out for the entirety of the rest of the game, and you're probably just gonna lose. But yeah. Then we have Ancient City Rainbow Ruins, which is the field spell for Crystal Beasts. It has the effect of you must have this many Crystal Beasts in your spell trap zone to activate and resolve these effects. First or more, or one or more, this card cannot be destroyed by card effects. 2 or more, once per turn, including the opponents, you can halve the battle damage you take. 3 or more, when a spell trap is activated, you can send 1 Crystal Beast from your control to the graveyard, negate the activation. If you do, destroy it. Now, important note, it's a Crystal Beast monster. It's not a spell trap. A spell, I mean. 4 or more, once per turn during your main phase, you can draw 1 card. And once per turn, if you have 5 or more, during your main phase, you can target 1 Crystal Beast card in your spell and trap zone, special summon that target. It's not very good. This card is kind of shit, honestly. Like, the odds of you having 4 is fairly low. And the amount that, like, you don't want to throw away Crystal Beast monsters to negate most spell traps. There are some spell traps that are really, like, strong that you absolutely do want to negate by just, like, sending a single Crystal Beast to the graveyard. But at the same time, you can just play something else, honestly. Like, just literally play anything else. Don't bother playing this archetype at all. This archetype isn't very good. But yeah, I decided to play it because I figured I don't want to play Volcanics. Then we have Crystal Abundance, which is kind of the finisher in a way. Send 4 Crystal Beasts from your spell and traps onto the graveyard. Send as many cards on the field as possible to the graveyard, and then special summon as many Crystal Beast monsters as possible from your graveyard, up to the number of cards sent from your opponent's field to the graveyard by this card's effect. This card can basically win you the game. If you can somehow get 4 of them or 5 of them out, you'll probably just clinch it out there. Crystal Beacon, this is basically a Hero Lives, but for Crystal Beasts and dog shit. Special summon 1 Crystal Beast monster from your deck. You must have 2 or more Crystal Beast cards in your spell and trap zone to activate and to resolve this effect. Now let's say the game goes on for long enough. It's actually going to be a good card, right? But let's say it's the first 2 turns, you probably won't get any use out of this. And on top of that, because Ryza is in this, you probably will never get any use out of this. Then we have Crystal Blessing. Crystal Blessing has the effect of target up to 2 Crystal Beast monsters in graveyard and place those targets face up in your spell and trap zone as continuous spells. Again, these two have good synergy. That could be really good. But the biggest problem is probably going to be that I won't ever have enough Crystal Beasts in the graveyard for this card to be a relevant effect. Same with this thing. Then we have Crystal Promise. This can actually be relevant. This could actually work and do things. So the same issue with rare value as with Crystal Beacon and Crystal Blessing. Wild Nature's Release, target 1 beast. I should probably actually cover what these do. Sorry. Crystal Promise is the effect of target 1 Crystal Beast card in your spell and trap zone. Special summon the dark special summon that target. It's very good. It's fairly good. It's probably not gonna win you the game, but it's gonna give you tribute fodder for Ryza, which is gonna be good. It's gonna give you tribute fodder for Gravity Crush. It's gonna be pretty good. But that's 2 for 1 basically. You're probably gonna go and spend 2 cards on the field or 2 cards total to summon Ryza, and then you're just gonna bounce one card or spin one card, and it's not gonna do much. Rare value: if you control 2 or more crystal-based cards in the spell trap zone, your opponent chooses 1 crystal-based card in the spell trap zone and sends it to the graveyard. And if you do, draw 2 cards. This card is a Pot of Greed, but it removes your resources. It's kind of shit. Kind of honestly shit. Well, sorry. What nature's release? Target 1 beast or beast warrior monster gains 1,000. Target 1 beast or beast warrior monster. It gains attack equal to its current defense until the end phase. And if it does, it is destroyed during the end phase. It's not a horrible card. I think this can actually like clinch out wins purely because of the fact that it lets you swing over Ryza. I was just thinking of playing multiples of it in the main deck, but I kind of figured against it because I felt like for the most part I should not have to do that. But we'll see how that goes. Then a Crystal Raigeki. Send 1 crystal beast monster from your spell or trap zone to the graveyard. Then target 1 card your opponent controls and destroy that target. It's not very good, but not very bad either. It's like Raigeki Break, but worse. Last resort. Activate only when your opponent's monster declares an attack. You can select 1 Ancient City Rainbow runes from your deck and activate it. If your opponent had an active field spell card when this card was activated, they can draw 1 card. I think that's specifically because of the fact that if you used to play back in the old days, you would destroy your opponent's field spell by doing this. So you basically had a way of like popping their field spell, so they just gave your opponent a free card. Nowadays, it just gives your opponent a free card instead. Widespread Ruin. When an opponent's monster declares an attack, destroy the attack 1 attack position monster from your opponent's side of the field with the highest attack. It's your choice if tied. There we go. Yeah. I don't have anything. I think Crystal Beasts are kind of shit. I'm not gonna lie. Then we have the side deck, which is just consisting of more copies of basically everything. Spirit Reaper being here specifically to wall basically everything in the set, because it just doesn't get destroyed by anything. Then 3 copies of Tornado if my opponent happens to be playing Crystal Beasts as well. But that about does it. I don't think this set is particularly good. I don't think this set is particularly interesting, and I would honestly be very glad if these games go, if this goes game 3, you know. But yeah, we'll see how this goes. So good luck with the games.
And welcome back, guys and gals, and here is the deck that we're gonna be playing today. So yeah, I decided I wanted to be playing Volcanics. I think they're a neat and pretty cool archetype, and yeah, as always, let's just take the card by card, and I'll try to actually implement this going forward in the future, since I have realized that I basically always, like, when there are actually relevant cards, I tend to talk about them in the set breakdown already. And for people who are actually interested in hearing about those, I feel like saying those things multiple times doesn't really make sense. So I'll just very briefly mention what the cards do here, but I won't go into detail with their effects for the second time, because I have realized that that doesn't really make sense. So 3 Ryza to have a big tribute monster that can deal with anything that our opponent puts out. Spy, just because it's a big thing that thinks our deck gets more big things on the field. Current the Mage, it has a good body, can deal with back row as well. Snipe Hunter can deal with basically anything as long as we don't get incredibly lucky. Spirit Reaper, just very annoying to deal with, and then if we establish a board, we can use the strip cards from Jeexx's hand. Unless he's playing some sort of deck that actually cares about the grave. Arguably, even playing stuff like that, Reaper against Volcanic would probably be pretty awkward. And then for the Volcanics themselves, we have 2 Doomfire. It's just a big payoff boss monster for us, which very hard to deal with unless you actually have pinpoint removal, since it's so big, and it keeps on blowing up your board. Volcanic Rocket is actually just a very good card. 1900 body attached to a, no matter how it's summoned, it gets our Blaze Accelerator card, so very good. 3 Scattershot, obviously this to deal some burn damage to our opponent when we use with stuff like the Blaze Accelerators, or even discard it for Dark Word Lightning. But also if we just have to have a Blaze Accelerator card and use that for it, then we can just blow up our opponent's board. Volcanic Shell to thin our deck and to have easy fuel for the Blaze Accelerator cards as well. Volcanic Blaster just to get us to any volcanic that we really need. 99% of the time, this is going to be a rocket for us, but if we have a situation where we can actually go into Doomfire, it's going to be good for that as well. And maybe sometimes if we can't find Shell, it's going to be worth just to get Shell to get it into circulation as well. Then for the Blaze Accelerator cards themselves, we are playing 3 original Blaze Accelerator and then 2 Tri-Blaze. This is simply because Blaze Accelerator just by itself obviously already does things. Tri-Blaze is just more flexible since you can pitch other stuff than Shell and Scattershot as well. We can pitch stuff like Blaster if we want to for it. And also dealing the bird damage at that point is going to be nice. But for the most part, we do mostly just want the pop because we want to be playing the slow game, and then when we're ready we can just draw naturally into Tri-Blaze or get it with Rocket to deal more substantial bird damage. 3 Darkwood Lightning, I just feel like this is very good for basically anything if Jeexx is setting monsters, since there is stuff like Spy and Reaper that have very high value targets to get rid of, or if there's any back row that we're scared of when we're trying to go for a game, this is going to be obviously good as well. And the discard is actually pretty nice for us, not only to get our Shell into circulation if we can't find the other ways to get Shell into grave, like the Blaze Accelerator cards or Snipe Hunter, but also Scattershot we can then just deal a nice bit of burn damage if we don't need the field wipe for it. 2 Lucky Iron Axe, we have 1 more in the side as well. 500 equip is actually still pretty damn good, like 500 is actually quite substantial if we give it to something like Chiron the Mage that turns it into a 2300 beat stick, and given that something like Ryza means that basically nothing that's not a boss monster is getting rid of it. And then if Lucky Iron if Lucky Iron why do I keep saying Axe is dealt by your opponent by a card effect, then you get to draw 1. I don't think Jeexx would ever be popping this over just dealing with the monster, but just in case, it's a neat little thing. But most this is obviously just here for the boost. And finally, a single copy of Volcanic Recharge. This is obviously something that we don't want to be seeing early, but later on for stuff like Scattershot, in even maybe Shell, but mostly just our Scattershot. This is just going to be nice to be able to recycle the Scattershots, maybe pop Jeexx's field multiple times, or if we want to commit more on the burn plan, just deal even more burn damage more effectively. So we have a second copy inside if the games end up being like super grindy, and there is obviously a very good chance that we're playing Volcanic Mirror, where I feel like running double Volcanic Recharge is very valuable. And actually for the Volcanic Mirror, I guess we'll start with the traps then. We also have 2 Picaro's Circle of Enchantment. Damage to you from card effects becomes 0 until the end of this turn, and this is obviously solely here for the Volcanic Burn. So if Jeexx also is on the Volcanic strategy, then Picaro's Circle is going to help us deal with the burn damage and help us stabilize. For other like specific side cards, we have 2 Tornado, where you can only activate it when there are 3 or more cards in your opponent's back row to pop a card in your opponent's spell and trap card zone. So obviously it can't pop field spells, unfortunately. It would be, but it doesn't really matter, since if the condition is fulfilled, most likely then the Crystal Beast field spell would be indestructible anyway, since it only needs 1. But this is here solely for Crystal Beast if Jeexx ends up going the Crystal Beast strategy. Obviously the whole deck all the deck actually wants to be doing is putting the Crystal Beast in its back row, so our Tornado can deal then with back row if he has stuff there. And then I guess we ended up going in reverse order. 3 Soul of Fire, so first of all, your opponent draws a card, and so then you select a Pirate type monster from a deck and banish it, and you burn your opponent for half of the attack of the room monster. This is another card that if the games are extremely grindy and we're only doing like incremental damage here and there, this can help us just win the game, because like your opponent drawing the card wouldn't do anything since we don't have relevant contracts for that at this point. And then we can just banish Volcanic Doomfire to burn it for 1500, which is actually a substantial amount, and hopefully just win the game for that. So this is just like another card where if the games are extremely grindy, this can just be our win condition. Sideable monsters though, we just have like 3D DD Assailant because it's just good. 1700, 1600 is still a decent body, and then after damage calculated when this card is destroyed by battle with an opponent's monster, you banish both. So this is very good if Jeexx is on a strategy that really cares about stuff going in the graveyard. And finally, we have 3 Volcanic Slicer, 1800 beat stick that can burn your opponent for 500 per turn, but can't stack if you do it. This is just here to have more Volcanics to our name, and like I said, if Jeexx is on something that really wants stuff to hit the graveyard that maybe I've missed, then we can replace stuff like Spirit Reaper maybe with Slicer. But I just feel like Reaper just sitting in defense is so good. So I guess like something that I maybe could side this in is if I have terrible Snipe Hunter luck like Jeexx had, and I just feel like I don't want to risk it, then I just want something more consistent than maybe that. But it's mostly here just to have another Volcanic if we want to play it. But yeah, that is the deck that we are playing today. I feel like that solid 8 minutes, that was a lot better. I think I'm gonna adapt this strategy and style going forward as well, where I'd rather talk about the cards in more detail, talk about their effects in the set breakdown, so people who actually care about that can see it there. And then here, like, I have the already presupposition that when I'm talking about them, like, you know what they do for the most part. And I just talk about what I want them to do in the deck itself. But yeah, hopefully you enjoyed the deck breakdowns, and I will see you all in the dueling zone. Peace. Ladies and lads, welcome to another episode of the History Yu-Gi-Oh! Learning Journey, and this time we are tackling Force of the Breaker as well as Champion Pack 3. So, Jeexx, how are you feeling about the episode we have today?
That's quite the forceful opening. I did not workshop anything. I just realized. I'm at my breaking point right now. Okay. I need to force myself into creating some.
Well, I'm gonna force you to pick rock so I can go first, because you can't break the paper.
I can break these cups.
You can't break those cups. All right. Best of luck then, and this is certainly one of the hands of all time, I think.
Surely this is Crystal Beast deck, right? Surely I have Crystal Beasts in my deck right now.
Oh, I'm looking at my hand as well, and I'm like, where are my archetypal cards? Anyways,
anyway,
we did talk a little bit before to get started, and we know that there is not gonna be any mirror matches going on, which is pretty neat to know at the very least. But
yeah.
Did I already just do it?
Awesome. Just sack it for Ryza.
Dark Word Lightning, targeting your set monster.
No, not my Gravekeeper Spy.
Oh, shit. And then I will discard, for the effect, a Volcanic Shell.
No, not the Volcanic Shell.
And I guess I'll activate the effect, paying a 500 to add another shell to my hand. Then we will flip summon a Gravekeeper Spy.
No, it cannot be.
And I would like to get another Spy.
No.
But the question is, do I want them in attack or defense?
I mean, you can get 2.4 thousand damage on the
I can get 2.4 thousand damage in. And honestly, I am a greedy man, so of course I will get that. Anything on the summon?
Nope.
Alright. Then I would like to normal summon a Spirit Reaper.
Spirit Reaper?
Is that okay?
What the heck?
Don't worry about it.
Yeah, that's okay. Right? Yeah.
And then I would like to proceed to the battle.
Oh wait, no, never. I have actual combat tricks apparently. Holy fuck.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So playing around Gorse, Reaper first.
Yes.
Then the Or are you thinking?
No, that's like doesn't matter.
Okay, let's pitch. You wanna shuffle your hand before I pick?
Yeah, go for it.
Let's pick this one.
No way, not my DD assailant.
Ooh, all right. Then the left spy, and then the middle spy after.
I will pop one of these spies.
All right. Wait, which one would you want?
It's your decision.
It's your choice if tied, actually.
Oh, I'm gonna pop this one.
Ooh, yeah, that's. I think I would have gone for that one as well.
Yeah,
There we go. Main 2, and I will simply pass the turn.
I think this is a dead game. I think we're done for here. Yeah.
Right.
Yeah, I think we're just out of here. GG's, go next.
Oh, go next.
No.
I think what we will do is we will normal summon a Snipe Hunter. Is that okay?
Okay. Yeah. That's fine. That's fine.
Surely
you won't hit.
Surely I won't miss. We
Don't call me Shirley, okay?
Surely, if I pitch the Volcanic Shell for Snipe Hunter's cost and target this card on the field, surely I will.
Or 6.
What are you feeling? Because I'm feeling a 5 actually here.
1.
I'll take a 4 as well. So yeah. It's pop your life points directly, I guess. So thank you for coming to me playing Volcanics. It was a very good match. I don't think I have anything to do here.
Yeah, I had the exact fear realized that I had about this deck, and it's the fact that I drew every single card that supports Crystal Beasts without drawing any of the Crystal Beasts. You know? Which is very bad. It's very, 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 very bad, you know?
I was gonna say. Alright. Anyways. Two-back row is scary.
No, it's not.
But is it
It's
actually?
Crystal Beasts.
What if we fire off a Dark Word lightning targeting your set monster? Oh, what fucking mammoth? And I will pitch for it a Volcanic Scattershot. A deal 500 burn damage.
Actually, if this card is there, we go. Yeah.
Yeah, it
Just confirming. Oh,
Yep.
actually, it would still activate too because it's the second part of the effect. Never mind.
Yeah, the second part is just for the other. Then I think what we will do is we will normalize Spirit Reaper.
Oh, let's go.
Is that okay?
Yeah.
Proceed to battle phase and swing for 300.
I activate Rainbow.
Last resort, huh?
Oh, why is it? What the fuck? For some reason, maybe I just missed
Right.
something.
Anything else?
Nope. That was 300.
Yeah, 300 and
doesn't matter.
let's take this one, I guess.
Haha, that's the one that would have actually mattered.
Ooh.
Maybe.
Not too bad. We will go main 2 and pass. So what does this do? Just have this many crystal blazing spell trap. Okay. Be destroyed by card effects once per turn. You can have.
Stand by main. I'll just
Neat.
set one card.
There is no fucking shot, actually.
If this is another Dark Word Lightning, I'm just gonna scoop. Yeah. Doesn't matter.
You
why would I bother playing it?
You wanna see the rest of my hand?
Oh, I don't care. I literally don't give a fuck.
I literally opened the exact same hand both the games. My opening hand, first game, Greatkeeper Spy, Spirit Reaper, Snipe Hunter, Lucky Aranask, and Dark World Lightning. Literally the exact same 5 cards here. How the fuck is that possible? Literally.
Let me just like check real quick. Yeah, I could have got something going on like 5 turns later. Yeah, absolutely.
I have.
Oh,
How
sorry, I
many
didn't even get
volcanics
those
am I
ones.
playing? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19 cards related to the volcanic archetype. And both times I literally drew 1. What the fuck?
Man.
You want to just do, since this was so fast, you want to just do
Yeah.
another, so
Yeah.
we maybe get to actually see the archetypes or
Mayhaps
something?
we can see the set instead of the fucking cards that aren't from the set.
Exactly, because that's the thing. Like, but I have no,
I
I don't think that's ever like happened.
I mean, it kind of happened in Magician's Force.
You can go first, but I'll pick scissors.
Okay. Okay. Thank you. Like I'm really starting to think
If I open the same exact 5 now, this side is
there's
broken.
something wrong. Yeah.
I saw the first 2 cards and I was gonna freak out, but we're good.
Oh, let's fucking go. I'm gonna activate.
I've never seen anything like that.
I'm gonna activate Rainbow Ruin. I'm gonna set 1 card and pass.
Well, this no, this seems more like what I was kind of expecting. God fucking damn it. Set 1 pass.
Yeah, baby. That's what I've been waiting for. That is what it is all about. I'm just gonna sack my thing for this guy.
Ooh, Gravity Crush Dragon.
Yeah, baby.
Yep, it is a spy, so it'll get pop, but I'll get another spy. I'll just get it in defense.
Do you play Ryza? I want to check.
Yeah, I do.
I'll play Crystal Blessing if it let me. If it'll let me. If it'll let me.
In a minute now.
Any minute now, Bowling Buck. Hello?
The coin works.
No, it doesn't.
Oh yeah. Is it you then? I can flip coins.
I can't. There we go. The coin came out now.
Oh, now it's set.
There.
Oh, there we
Yeah,
go.
I activate Crystal Blessing and I send Ruby Carbuncle to the graveyard to pop this guy.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
It is gone.
Yeah. And that's the main point of the deck. That's how this deck works.
I just drew Ryza. Oh, that's.
Oh, that's so
shit.
fucking good. Oh, that's why I checked.
Yeah,
Like,
literally
that's an
reps
auto
Ryza
lose
off
here.
the top. That was actually so good. Yeah, I'll just set 1 pass.
I will summon Topaz Tiger, and I will attack the face down using Topaz Tiger, and it gains 400 attack during the damage step only.
It is Spirit Reaper.
Oh, it's GG's. Because for some reason I can't send spell cards. I have to send just what the fuck are these again?
Yeah, if it was like also field spells, that would be neat.
Yeah, that would actually be how it's supposed to go. I think. Like I don't think there's a reason to have this card only be able to send continuous spell traps, spell cards. Not even traps, but spell cards.
Oh, that's actually so good. Off the top.
This is GG, by the way.
The thing about the Spirit Reaper is like, I don't even know if I'd want to tribute over it because like it's so hard to out.
I
Against
don't
it, like especially
have
for
an
your
answer
deck.
to it. Like there's no answers outside of Gravity Crush Dragon.
But I think I think still the play for me is activate Blaze Accelerator.
Yeah.
Send Volcanic Shell and pop Gravity.
Man.
And honestly, I mean, yeah,
like I literally have no outs to Spirit Reaper anymore until I draw like a Crystal Raigeki. I don't want to do champion packs, man. Champion packs are the fucking worst.
Champion packs are They're pretty damn good. I guess we like could like when it's because do you think about like especially these? I haven't looked at future champion packs like how stacked they are, but like if all of them are like so stacked, since we are getting like more cohesive archetype, I do feel like there could be a merit to sort of like limiting the cards you can play from them because like they're just so
Next,
sacky with like
next
stuff
set
like this.
includes Hydro Get On, Ultimate Offering, Bottomless,
Yeah.
Confiscation.
Oh, but why though?
Why? It even has what the confiscation is banned at this point. Why is it in there? Fifth one has anti-spell fragrance. Fifth one is like, oh, this would be playable. This would be fine. Even this is honestly not that great. But like the fourth one, just insane.
I'm honestly
Like
down to like we can look at it a little bit after we can like sell for like how many cards you're allowed to play there because like this essentially like yeah the volcanics the crystal base they exist but it's like it's mostly just like the champion pack like who gets the second stuff there. I honestly
yeah,
think
like imagine if Spirit Reaper wasn't in this now.
mm-hmm.
Like I would have lost Gravity Crush, but I would have tempo.
Yeah.
Assuming that you don't have Volcanic Scattershot, what the fuck it's called. But even then, I still have like options here. But Spirit Reaper is just a card that like completely shuts out the entire deck
Yeah,
on its own.
I do still think I can swing this turn anyway. I think the actual like right play is to just pass here.
Because I feel like the like cards that we've had before, or the boosters that we had before, I don't remember what they were called anymore. Tournament packs?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, tournament packs. Tournament packs didn't really have cards that were absolutely insane every time. Because we didn't have them every set either.
That's the thing. Like you had, some of them had like one or two cards. Like one of them had, I think, like literally morphing jar, and that's it.
Yeah.
But that's like you have one or two. But like now when they're active, like being okay, we're actually gonna just like put cards that have literally one events here. They're all obviously always gonna be good.
Yeah.
So
And it just makes it feel like the power level is always skewed towards champion packs. Like when
yeah,
we originally did that thing with Magician's Force, where we said we can include any cards that exist, like if they're named, and Magician Force happened to be like insanely stacked because of that now. Like
yeah,
Magician's Force itself had good cards like Chaos Command Magician and whatnot, but just adding the cards that we could access after that because of the new rule made it significantly like better.
yeah.
And I think that's a problem, knowing.
Yeah, I do definitely like see the point, and I would definitely be down to maybe put some limitations to the
Yeah, we can talk
cards.
about that a
Yeah, we
bit
can
in
do
the
it after.
future.
We can do
Yeah.
this game, and then we can see. Would you look at that?
Um, yeah. If this face-up card is destroyed in a monster zone, you can place it in. Yeah, destroyed, of course. Naturally, it must be destroyed, right?
Yep.
Yeah. Yeah, whatever. It's fine. It's fine. Just go, 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 go. It's fine. It's fine. Yeah.
Oh, that's fucking hilarious, actually. I do think this is where I want to
Two of them.
push for damage, though. So we will tribute one of them for raise. I will put this on top of your deck. I'll put this Spirit Reaper to attack. And honestly, probably doesn't matter, but might as well give Ryza a little bit of a boost here. So we'll.
Let's go next.
Yep.
There's nothing I can do.
I mean, Spirit Reaper just feel. Honestly, we can just.
No, 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 no. It's don't worry, don't worry, don't worry. I have outs for that.
Oh, because I was like, well, we can gentleman and
Like
just. I
sideboard.
can just side out of it if you want
I
me
can
to.
just sideboard into cards to deal with it, but like
All
you
right.
want to know what I'm siding in?
No, you don't have to tell me. Don't worry about it.
I'm citing in cards from Champion Pack 3, baby.
Oh yeah, buddy.
Very unexpected additions to my deck. Wowzers. I don't like that at all, man. Just gonna do this and this. There we go. It's fucking up. I've been thinking about this every time we've had champion packs now, and just feels like the power level is very skewed now. And I think it's purely because of the champion packs themselves. Gonna do
Yeah,
this. I'm gonna set one of these.
like I would assume it definitely is, because like it just they have so many Saki cards in them, because like just the power level is tends to be like so much bigger than the set. So yeah.
I'm gonna activate Wild Nature's Release on my Crystal Beast Amber Mammoth, so it gains 1,600 attack. Then I would like to, not that. I would like to normal summon a Crystal Beast Amber Mammoth as well,
Oh,
and I would like to attack the face down.
well.
Nice. Look at that! Look at that! You know what? There's a big problem with the card that I have set right now.
Uh-huh.
And it's that it requires me to send a spell or trap and not like one of these guys. I can't send an Amber Mammoth in the graveyard. This guy's, by the
Jesus
way. And
Christ, dude, my
goes to spell trap, so.
draws. Huh. Now this is actually quite interesting here. It's so greedy though. Do I want to be greedy?
Go for it. Sack for
Blaze
the
Accelerator.
No, not the
It's
Blaze
Volcanic Shell, because I
Accelerator.
always gotta have it.
Then this thing goes. Why can't I just... Oh, I can't. Never mind. I'm stupid.
Yeah. 500, we'll just add the other shell as per usual. Thin out the deck a little bit. We'll just set another card since we can't attack anyway, and I will simply pass.
I will set a card and pass.
Mm-hmm.
Oh.
That's actually interesting. I'm just worried, what are your set cards?
I wouldn't bother thinking about that too much right about now.
I do still think this is the play, probably. I will which one?
Tributes Shaman.
I will
One of my
tribute
Sprit
summon.
Reapers.
Ryza?
No,
But the
not
thing
the
is
right.
now, what do I want to stack on top? And I think I will stack the monster.
I will respond to that with Crystal Regic.
Yep.
I would like to send a Crystal Beast Amber Mammoth to the graveyard and kill the Ryza.
Yep. Ryza's effect still happens, right?
Actually, I'm thinking I could pop this instead.
Yeah, you could.
But assuming that that's Spirit Reaper, this is the only way I can deal with it.
So you want to pop this up?
Yeah, I'll just pop the set and let this go into my top deck.
Yeah, you didn't have to show it, but yeah, you were right. It is a Reaper.
Yeah.
We will attempt to swing in for 24.
Swipe it room.
Yeah. Yep. Seems good. So that goes to the grave, and I will simply pass.
Hell yeah! You want to know what I just got?
Oh, Spirit Reaper?
Oh, I got Ruby Carbunk.
Oh, how can that be?
How can that be? What happened to cause this situation to unfold?
Big 300, baby. Do I want you to have shit in your set in your back row? I can't remember what was the field spells too, but I think I'll just run out a Chiron and swing for 15 hundo. And
50 undo. Oh.
Yep. I'll just pass after. Actually, wait. If you don't mind, I would also like to thin out my thing to the
Yeah,
shell
go for
thing.
it. Go for it.
Yeah, thanks.
Doesn't
Sorry,
particularly
I
matter.
forgot
Nah,
about
it's
it.
fine, it's
So.
fine. I set one card and I pass.
Yep. Ooh.
But
Oh, that's actually so good. Wait. Is that better? I don't think it's better. It can't. Nah, it can't be better. Yeah, we'll tribute off Chiron for a second Ryza.
oh no, this is GG.
Yeah.
It's just not gonna. I'm not gonna get anywhere at this rate, and things won't change at all.
Yeah. I ripped up Rocket, and Rocket lets me get tri-plays. I also had Doomfire in my hand, so
Yeah.
just done stuff. That's like, I feel like this, like the champion packs have outshined like other things in like previous sets as well, but I feel like this time around, like, it was like way worse than what it's been in the past. So
Remember
yeah,
Enemy of Justice?
Yeah, I do.
Enemy of Justice was like the first time that happened with tournament pack. And like, no, not first time, but like it was the moment when I felt like, damn, these supplemental packs are kind of upstaging anything that I could possibly play. So it doesn't make sense for me to play them at all. And it's like Slate Warrior, Zaborg, Mobius.
Yeah, that was definitely
Uh,
like, I also feel like that was probably like either like the best tournament pack, but that was like the thing, because like that's the thing with tournament packs, they had like the best ones had like a couple bangers, but that's about it. But like champion packs, the problem is that if they are simply just, okay, we are reprinting cards that have proven themselves to be very good, then yeah, obviously that's going to be a problem. So yeah, definitely need to look into that, because otherwise I feel like for stuff like, because I was like recently excited to play Volcanic, because it's not a good archetype, but it's like different, and I feel like it was like interesting enough. But like I just couldn't get to show anything Volcanic does, because it was basically just like, hey, Spirit Reaper can basically be outed by most conventional things, and then Righteous comes in, puts your opponent back on tempo while also removing stuff and being one of the biggest things in this set. It's just like
if Ryza, instead of Ryza, because Ryza gets released in this set, so Ryza would have been played in this set regardless.
oh yeah,
right?
that's I forgot. Yeah, true.
But the thing even like beyond that is that you have stuff like Gatekeeper Spy, you have Spirit Reaper, you have cards that like stay on the field or give you more cards in the field, so you can just sit on these cards.
Yeah.
And they will let you stay on Zempo. So if your opponent doesn't draw into their Spirit Reapers, or your opponent doesn't draw into their Gatekeeper Spies, and they don't get multiple out on the field at the same time, or like they don't even get to go Ryza or something, you're just kind of sitting there thinking about, I can't really do anything. I can't keep up. I can't kill anything my opponent has.
Yeah, Spirit Reaper is just like, I think like it's a degenerate card, especially for all the time, and I feel like it's extrapolated in a format like this, where like obviously you could have like a ton of like different targeting things like Books of Moon and stuff that you would be playing conventionally if you played back then. But since we are always like limited, and sometimes like last time, I think the only removal cards that we had were Ring of Destruction and Stomping Ground. So you're like, sometimes you're very limited in removal. So when something like that happens, then a card like that just gets blown way out of proportion when it was already very good.
But we should also consider that Spirit Reaper dies to any kind of targeting, right? So there's cards like Big Bang Shot, cards like Rush Recklessly, and so on and so forth. So like cards that specifically explode, cards that you could just use to explode the Spirit Reaper. But in this set, we didn't have anything like that.
Yeah, because that's
cards
the thing. Like, and especially for you, because like I even had like at least had like stuff like Blaze Accelerator, which I just like. I obviously got very lucky where I like basically always just ended up having a shell in my hand, which obviously like that's another thing which like with stuff like Spy was like extra. I feel like what felt extra bad here was like, because with stuff like Spy on top of shell, having like I just could thin out my deck so quickly, where it was like like you said, like you basically like never get anywhere because like you're constantly just trying to catch back on
Yeah,
tempo.
I'm basically on the draw the entire time in comparison to you.
Yeah, and whenever like establish a board, then if Spirit Reaper gets to a situation where you literally like, okay, you have like one or two cards maybe in your hand, you have to pitch something as well, then it's just like, okay, I'm playing from way behind and literally on top deck mode. So yeah.
And on top of the fact that you have the ability to pop anything single target.
Yeah, it's that's the thing, because like I felt like volcanics were interesting enough, which is like why it's sad that we didn't get to see like, okay, how well could they have maybe performed if stuff like Spirit Reaper and Spy weren't the thing. And same thing like crystal based, like stuff like Mammoth, stuff like Tiger, Pegasus is obviously good, but stuff like Mammoth and Tiger for the time and in the context of this set are still like, they're decently big, and like crystal based definitely aren't good, but like they have some decent back row. The field spell can be decent. Just like it would have been like two decent at best archetypes against each other, but instead it ended up being just a sack fest. Like, okay, who just gets the Spirit Reapers
Defensive wall set up
first.
into basically just looping your opponent's
and
looping your opponent's top deck there.
Yeah, that's the
if,
thing.
if I removed every single card that I have from champion pack in my deck, I would need to add 4 more cards, and all these 4 more cards would probably be more copies of Ryza, 2 copies of Ryza extra, another Dweller in the Depths maybe, a extra copy of Emerald Tortoise, and I think Widespread Ruin was also in the main set itself. So I would put 2 of those in. But overall, the deck that I would have after removing Champion Pack seems like it would be more in line with what they had designed for the set as a whole.
Yeah.
And that's mostly like focusing around continuous spells or traps.
Yeah. Honestly, if you're down, I'm down to do like I can pause the recording. We can take out literally all the champion back cards, and we can just do no side. We can just do a single game and just see how that plays out. Because honestly, like I kind of want to see how these archetypes play out. If you're down.
Yeah, sure. I think that'll be interesting.
Yeah. So let's do that. So we will see you in a little bit. All right, and I just wanted to really quickly show this one. So this is what I'll be playing in the best of one.
Yeah. I mean, this probably won't go much differently in terms of who's gonna win, but I think it'll be interesting at least to see how these.
Yeah, that's the thing, because I feel like same password. It'll be, at least we get to see something other than the cards from. Oh, it's with a one. Yeah. Okay, you figured it. At least we get to see something that is not from the champion packs. So.
Yeah. I hope that this will go better.
Yeah. I mean, I don't think it can go any worse, I'll be honest, so.
I just drew 5 monsters in my opening.
I kind of have the opposite problem.
No.
I wish you the best of luck, and I will start off by T-posing.
Stand by main. I would like to go Crystal Peace Topaz Tiger.
Yep.
And attack the face down with 2000 attack.
It is a shell.
Okay, and I pass.
Yep. I will.
Yep.
Huh.
Pop effect.
I will start with shell. And I will add another shell to my hand.
No.
And then I will actually just set a back row and pass.
Okay. I will summon Sapphire Pegasus.
Oh, Pegasus is here.
And I will set a Crystal Beast into my spell and trap zone. I will set Ruby Carbuncle.
Yep.
And then I would like to attack for 1.6k and 1.8k.
I will take them both.
Okay, and then I pass.
Activating effect here is actually kind of scary.
Oh.
I will do it.
Oh yeah, because you're in lethal range, right?
Yep. I will add to my hand a shell. Then I will set a back row and set a monster and pass.
Okay. I would like to normal summon a dweller in the depths. And I would like to attack the face down.
1800, yeah, for 2k. Yep. Shell to the grave.
Attack for 1.8k.
Yep, I will take.
And
Actually, will I take? Fuck.
because this is gonna be 1.8k from each.
Both are
side.
1800.
Yep.
I mean, it doesn't really matter, honestly. Yep. I'll take 1800 and then I have to pop firewall for the other one, or I'm dead.
Then I will pass.
Yep, I am dead. Nothing I can do. I had a fear where I go too hard on the back row and just can't find monsters, and that it ended up happening. But this is the thing, like that's the thing, because we could have seen this where the deck actually is a decent beatdown deck because the monsters have good bodies. So
Yeah,
and
like
this could have, but
especially Dweller in the Depths, I think, is a really big card because the fact that as the game goes on, if you don't have instant responses to it, it can become a like sudden 2.3k beat stick, or even further than that, 2.4k. I mean,
yeah.
And I think it's a legitimate threat. But if instead you just have a Spirit Reaper sitting there like, yes.
Yeah, it doesn't matter if it's 4,000 because it won't matter. But yeah, like, didn't get my rockets or blasters here, but that's fine. I also did realize when I was playing Tornado anyway, I wasn't even thinking of, like, Crystal Beast specifically. But yeah, like, Tornado is pretty good against Crystal Beast. The only problem with it is it can't pop field spells. But
yeah,
obviously, if you have three anyway in your zone, then the field spell would be
indestructible.
Anyway,
Yeah.
also add another firewall. But yeah, I feel like we covered a lot of the things like after the other game. But anything you still want to add here? Other than we will definitely change the rules around running cards from champion packs.
Yeah, I think there could be a ruling that you can't have champion pack cards in your main deck at first or something. We'll have to think about that a bit.
Very interesting because like I was thinking of a simple like let's say you can run like X amount of cards, but I actually kind of like that. Like,
yeah,
that's actually a really good. Should we just do that? I think
that could
really
work,
like that actually.
I think
because that'll
it
still give
kinda
them a
doesn't
chance
remove
to
the
shine,
issue.
but yeah, we will at least have like games without. Yeah, actually, yeah, I'm a big fan of that.
Yeah, I think it's a way where we can have our cake and eat it too.
Yeah, that's the thing.
So
that's I really like that. So yeah, we'll definitely do that. I will have for the next episode. I will have once again like in the intro. I'll mention the rules change, and then it'll be in the description going forward. I will probably have it in the description of this one as well, in case people don't see this bit. But one final thing, unless Jeexx has something more to add after this one, but one final thing. Next time would be Started X Cyrus and Started X Jaden. Most likely than not, we are not going to be doing those decks. There are 0 new cards in them. They are starter decks. They would just be such boring episodes. Everything there is like super outdated as well. So it's not like they have like interesting cards in them. It's just like super vanilla beatdown. If for whatever reason you want us to play those sets, I will have a link in the comment section of the video to a poll that you can go vote in. if you want us to play the episode. If a single person says that they want us to do the episode, we will do that. But just a heads up, since how I edit these episodes and how we record them, from the time you're seeing this episode, you will have probably like about 16-ish hours left. So for whatever reason, if you want to see the episode, then go vote there. Tell us that, hey, we'd like you to do that. And that'll still give us a little bit of time to final note change, like, okay, instead of this, we're actually playing the starter deck episodes. But more likely than not, you're not going to be seeing these starter episodes, and we'll just skip those instead.
If it does turn out that we're gonna have to do, or we're gonna do them, we should just literally play the starter decks as they are, just to showcase how shit they are.
Yeah, honestly, that's fair. But yeah, most likely than not, we're not going to be doing them, and probably no big losses there, because it just would be so boring. So instead, next time, I forgot which set it is. I can real quickly cheat, since I have
Tactical Evolution.
All right, well, Jeexx was faster. So yeah, Tactical Evolution is going to be next. I have no idea how long this episode actually ended up being, since we had played basically 2 best of 5s as well as this, but I feel like that was worth it and a valuable lesson to learn and something to pick up for the future. So anything else you want to say before we get out of here, Jeexx? Very well said.
Kind of pouting right now. Kind of salty, yeah.
I mean, it is what it is. Well, but with all that being said, thank you for watching as always, guys. And definitely you will be seeing more variety in stuff that's not just from the champion pack, so we can let the new archetypes also shine, as well as just new cards in general. So hopefully that'll be more fun going forward. But with all that being said, thank you for watching the episode, and we will see you next week for hopefully not starter deck Cyrus and Jada instead Tac Evolution. So take care, y'all, and have a good one. Peace.